This is Canada's National War Memorial in Confederation Square, Ottawa. The memorial was unveiled in 1939 to commemorate the First World War. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier was added to the memorial in 2000 and holds the remains of a Canadian soldier taken from a cemetery near Vimy Ridge. Hello, my name is Michael Kavchak. A question frequently asked by students of Canadian history relates to the legacy of the Battle of Vimy Ridge and its relevance for the youth of today. The study of the Battle of Vimy Ridge reveals a rich legacy from which Canadians can learn from and be proud. To appreciate the historic legacy of Vimy, one needs to first understand what happened there. Vimy Ridge is located in northern France. The ridge provides a natural unobstructed view for tens of kilometers in all directions. From a military point of view, it was an attractive piece of real estate which the Germans controlled since October 1914. In 1915, the French attempted to gain control of the ridge and surrounding territory twice, but were unsuccessful, and suffered approximately 150,000 casualties. The British tried to do the same in 1916, but failed as well. In October 1916, the Canadians relieved the British troops in the trenches near Vimy. It was now their turn to fight the Germans. Leadership is always a critical factor when it comes to military operations, and Canadians were fortunate to have an outstanding leader. Major General Arthur Currie was a man of detail and organization, whose motto was, "A thorough preparation must lead to success. Neglect nothing." Currie studied what could be learned from the experiences of previous battles, such as Verdun and the Somme. The Canadians gathered intelligence using raids and aerial reconnaissance in preparation for the spring offensive. A full-scale replica of the battle area was laid out behind the front lines, and Canadians carried out repeated exercises, rehearsing exactly what they would do during the assault. The Canadians also built an underground tunnel network for personnel and supply movement. This was one of the most remarkable engineering feats of the war. The Canadians also changed the composition of platoons and their manner of fighting to be more effective. Lieutenant Colonel Andrew McNaughton, head of the Canadian Artillery, developed new scientific gunnery principles, such as flash spotting and sound ranging, to improve the ability to target and destroy enemy gun positions. By the time the battle started, the Canadian artillery had taken out over 80% of the German batteries. The artillery also worked with the infantry to perfect what became known as the creeping barrage. The plan called for the artillery fire to keep an exact pace in front of the Canadian troops moving across no man's land. Before the Germans could emerge from their dugouts following a bombardment, Canadian troops would already be on top of them. All four divisions of the Canadian Expeditionary Force stormed the ridge on the morning of April 9, 1917. Hill 145, the highest feature of the ridge and where the Vimy Monument now stands, as reflected on our Canadian $20 bill, was captured in a frontal bayonet charge against machine gun positions. 3 more days of costly battle delivered final victory. The Canadian operation was a success, but at a heavy cost. 3,600 Canadians were killed and another 7,000 wounded. The battle was the first occasion when Canadian divisions fought together, and the victory became a Canadian nationalistic symbol of achievement and sacrifice. The victory demonstrated that Canadian soldiers were capable of fighting alongside our allies in Europe and able to achieve what our allies could not. The victory was a major milestone in Canada's evolution towards independence. Every country tends to romanticize the battles where their soldiers fought bravely against enemy forces. Such battles help give countries their sense of identity and nationhood. The Battle of Vimy Ridge did that for Canadians. However, the historic legacy of Vimy includes an important lesson about how to achieve success in any endeavor. When faced with what may appear to be insurmountable challenges, one should always consider the means of improving one's chances through research, planning, innovation, discipline, and practice. This lesson of success through preparation applied at Vimy, it applied at Juno Beach, and in countless other situations. It is unfortunate that the history of humankind is intertwined with the history of armed conflict. However, some historic battles offer useful lessons which can be applied in other fields. The legacy of the Battle of Vimy Ridge is more than an important lesson. It is an endless source of inspiration that will last for generations to come.